from
Walk-on,
Empower
ladies and
Field.
gentlemen. Week 4, 3-0 Ravens trying to go for 4 in a row.
It's week 4 of the NFL on EA
The horses are
Sports.
chanting, trying to kick some butt. Yeah, let's go.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile
Hold over
High.
and hit the subscribe for my Let's Play and enjoy the gameplay, guys.
Between
See
the
you at halftime.
Baltimore Ravens and the Denver Broncos. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. The numbers for him from a week ago: 16 carries, 98 yards, and a score.
And they love what they've got in him. He's the number 4 rusher in the league right now, so you know that you have to account for him on defense, which means you can play complementary football as well. Throw the play action, get it out to the wide receivers, because they should have some open space, because the defense will key on them.
Now a stoppage, and we've got Chubb shaken up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, Jackson eluding the pressure right. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Jackson now. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Jackson. Sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Credit the sack to Von Miller.
And Bronco fans have to be so excited because Von Miller missed 2020 with an ankle injury, suffered just days before the season opener. An 8-time Pro Bowler, the all-time sack leader for the Broncos, and the active leader in the NFL. They are happy to welcome him back.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Well, the Denver offense ready to take over for the first time. Get a look at their 8th-year quarterback. His first season as a Bronco, though, Teddy Bridgewater.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was trying to a fan. Tight end, but now
Sorry
it'll be
about that. My
3rd
control
down.
keys going out.
Bridgewater now. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. With the football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. This defense for the Broncos, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Bridgewater to throw it. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Tyus Bowser just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Throwing is Bridgewater. And that is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
And taken right at the 35. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And there to make the tackle, Pat Surtain, the rookie 1st-round pick. And we're going to have a break in the action. As you can see, Mark Andrews is yet to get up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. This defense for the Broncos, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
And, Charles, this defense, they know that they've got their work cut out for them. Here's a quarterback coming off a game in which he threw 4 touchdowns. And they've watched the tape all week. They've seen it, but what can they do differently?
I think they've got to approach it like a pitcher facing a really hot batter. Get him uncomfortable in the box. Change speeds, change locations, change the pitches you throw at him. So show different coverages, blitz sometimes, drop back other times. Just don't let him get comfortable or let him get into rhythm.
And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. No score after 1 on EA Sports. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Sliding out of the pocket. This is caught. It's Brown. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
And Marquise Brown is definitely a guy who can take the top off of a defense and make the big catches downfield. Also known as Hollywood. Now in his 3rd season from Oklahoma. Wants to make more catches like the one we just saw there. The routine variety.
And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. Dobbins once more. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Now that's a gain of 6 on the first down run.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down. Throwing, Bridgewater. This is Gordon on the dump off. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Denver. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Pulled in at the 24. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
And Sammy Watkins is in his 8th NFL season, spent the last 3 in Kansas City and won a Super Bowl there. Really excited about the opportunity to bond with quarterback Lamar Jackson. Makes a nice catch there.
Now it's Jackson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. To throw is Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Fielded just inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And there's a good catch for Nick Boyle. And yes, he sometimes gets overlooked, but that will happen when you're playing in the shadow of Mark Andrews.
Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Jackson from the shotgun. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Here's Jackson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Steps away to his left. Got a man, it's caught. Ravens touchdown. Nick Boyle, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment and you have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited that he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground again here. Williams is going to have the first down and a little more. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We begin with a classic NFL matchup, maybe the best of the entire weekend. Pittsburgh traveling to Lambeau to take on Green Bay. And it's the Packers who have the lead as that game approaches halftime. Aaron Rodgers with 2 touchdown passes. From there, we head over to the West Coast. Check out the Niners at home at Levi Stadium. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's head to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. See what's happening with the Bengals. And it was the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars that go home with the victory. James Robinson. What a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. In the game you're watching, we've seen a strong first half out of Lamar Jackson. His guys have a 2-touchdown lead as we hand it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you.
I
And we
just
welcome
never threw
everyone
that
back
pick.
for quarter number
Never even
3.
threw it. I was just trying to lob it in there, but it's just underthrew him, so. Let's hope I get a better half. Let's go.
It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
From the 30 on second down, Bridgewater. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Here's Bridgewater. And the throw there going to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
12 yards on the return that time, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On second down, it's Edwards. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. They run with Edwards. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos 32. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Each team has its own terminology. Some people call it jumbo, some call it monster, some call it king. But it doesn't really matter. They brought in the big lumber to pick up that first down.
Yeah, you think about goal line defense with the goal line offense that time getting it done. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. They go play action now. Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing is Jackson. Over the middle here to Brown. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Edwards will take this into the end zone. It's a Ravens touchdown.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And it is now 21-0. A 10-play drive that time. And it was polished off by the Gus Edwards touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
He'll fire one downfield for Fant. He's got a man complete.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
From the red zone now, Bridgewater. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Here's Bridgewater. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Bridgewater. Got a man, it's Judy complete. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. To throw, Bridgewater. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your
touchdown. That's caught at the 2. Cortland Sutton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. On this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running, because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs for different routes and be precise in your cuts.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 28 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 8. Now it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Broncos will take over on downs. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Bridgewater. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Desperation time, 4th down, Bridgewater. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 78 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Nick Boyle that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. A shotgun snap and again to Dobbins. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7. Now Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
That's so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. To throw is Jackson. And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Tim Patrick that time, and it's 3rd down. Bridgewater. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's a 1st down and then some, a 32-yard pickup. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw again. On the slant, it's Fant. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding, probably.
And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Judy. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Well, they needed 3 scores to have any chance. There's the first of the 3 as they get into the end zone.
Yeah, Brandon, I think that our guys at Next Gen Stats in charge of the win probability are probably saying your chances still aren't great. But now, you still got more than 3 minutes to go. You got to focus on the task at hand, which is going to be getting the football back as quickly as possible.
And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 108 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football. This game, that means they're on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Here's a give to Dobbins, and he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Tucker's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. And Denver getting set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he goes out right around the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. From the gun, Bridgewater. They're able to get this to Patrick. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. He completes this to Sutton. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. And again, it's Bridgewater. Throw to the right here to Gordon. And now they're in the hurry-up. To throw again on 2nd down. Bridgewater. That's out to the flat for Gordon. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete to Judy. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, but it'll be 2nd down. Bridgewater to throw it. This is the tight end fan. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory.
4-0, baby.
Coaching staff, CD, I think you'd agree. Pleased with this overall effort.
I think they're more than pleased, right? They've got to look at each other like, wow, we just pulled this one off in a big way. Great job of motivating. Even better job of game planning. They were facing a top 10 defense, so they had to make sure that everything was buttoned down, and they had it ready to go, and their guys executed.
Yeah, they were concerned not only about moving the ball through the air, but also on the ground, but both really started to come in sync. So for Baltimore, hey, they finish a perfect month
Thank
of
you guys so
September
for watching.
Hit
that like button if you guys enjoy it. Unless there's one there, hit the follow, and it'll be on YouTube either today or tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys. I enjoy playing at 4-0, baby. On to the next one, to the Colts.
Next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers.
Yep, and we head to Indianapolis.
And for Charles
Well,
Davis
they come to us.
entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
31-14, 4-0, never felt so great. Thank you guys so much. See ya.